Hello. Today's February 23rd. Oh my goodness. It took me a second. I was like, why am I thinking 24th? Hope you're having a good day. Today I want to talk about the fact that there's never gonna be a right time. There's never gonna be a right time for whatever it is that you think that you're thinking about doing or saying or anything along those lines, if that makes sense. There's never going to be a right time for action in the most general sense, I guess is what I'm really saying. And the way that I'm connecting this theme is quite interesting. So if you'll take a seat and let me talk to you about a Mexican restaurant. Where I live, there's not a whole lot of small businesses that, are restaurants. It's been a long day, bear with me. But there's not a lot of small businesses where I live. It's very strip mall oriented, these sorts of things. There's Chipotle and Jersey Mike's in the strip mall and things like that. I mean, not to say that there are no small businesses, but you get the idea. It's not like I'm in New York City. Let's put it that way. And so, the small businesses that really stick around and the ones that you grow connected to kind of end up being like a part of your heart almost. And that was the case with a Mexican restaurant called Border Cafe. It's 25 minutes from where I live. So it's not like within walking distance or anything like that. Gotta drive to get there. But for years I loved this restaurant. It's actually where I had my first date. I'm sorry, Steph, but if you're watching, but it is where I had my first date. And beyond that, I just love the food, and their chips and salsa were complimentary and they were great. The atmosphere felt like sort of a saloon you'd walk into in like a Wild Wild West film. It was just an awesome place. And I'm using adverbs that are describing it like it's gone. And that's because it is gone. Border Cafe has closed down. My grandma just let me know this. She broke the news to me. The absolutely devastating news. And in a way I'm dramatizing it, but in a way I'm not. Like I love Border Cafe. The whole entire menu is good, whether you're gonna get steak with chimichurri or fajitas or a burrito or even burgers, or drinks, just everything. Everything was lights out, tasty, delicious. My girlfriend, who's a vegan, could eat there, which is an added bonus. And we had been saying that it's been too long since we've been to Border Cafe. And I was like, yeah, we'll go when we both have a good amount of time and make a day out of it almost. I know that might sound pathetic, but we'll go when, it's a good money time as well, things like that. But that's where what I introduced in the beginning of the video comes into play. It's never gonna be a right time. If there's something that you want to do it. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. And I get that this is a trivial thing, why didn't you just go out to the restaurant? But I do think that it serves as a way to talk about something important, which is there's never going to be a right time. And I think this really sort of finds its grounding when it comes to pursuing a romantic interest, I'd argue. You never know what's gonna hold. They could move, they could end up finding a partner. So I think that's where this theme really comes into play. But also just general life decisions. There's never gonna be a right time to start working out. I'm gonna start going to the gym when I find the courage. Come on now. Or I'm gonna start saving when X, just anything like this. And I get that you could argue what I'm saying here is advocating for throwing caution to the wind in many regards, and I think that is the case. But I don't know. To a certain extent, life is too short, too fleeting, too what's the word? There's a big word that I'm thinking of. Anyways, you get the point. Yeah, there's never gonna be a right time, and supposedly the health services shut down Border Cafe, so it could very well come back. And if it had been a business related reason for closing down, I think this video would have been entirely different. I would have probably started talking about late stage capitalism, but I guess it's not really too fitting here. I could talk about it, but it's also something that I would probably need to do a little more research on. It'd be a bit more of a refined journal, whereas today's journal is very, very on brand for what the journals originally were. But yeah, I guess I could also talk about the fact that it's 3:30 now, and I have 35 minutes until my last class of the day, and yet I'm going in the opposite direction of where campus is. I'm skipping my last class. I was originally going to talk about this today. It's just like, I don't know, this class I can definitely justify skipping, and it is a Friday, and I just didn't feel like I want to extend my day outside of school, and so I did. Like, I don't know, I was gonna write down my thoughts and like kind of where my mind's at, because like I compare myself, and I think that's where I really fall victim to, is like I start comparing, and I'm like, man, I bet there's better people out there than me that have more discipline, but do I really care about that? I don't know. I'd be interested in your thoughts in that regard. You know, obviously there's the very simple fact that I am paying for school, and when I skip, it means that I'm paying for nothing. That's maybe neither here nor there, but that might make sense to you if you've paid for college out of pocket, or even if your parents paid for it, for that matter. But today's been an alright day for me. I'm pretty tired. We've had nice weather over the last few days, but today, kind of back to the gloominess which we were experiencing a few weeks ago. Don't like that. But yeah, that's about all I got. I'm not sure what the rest of my day holds for me. I'm gonna try and get ahead on some schoolwork and make some TikToks, but I've got tomorrow off of work as well, which is nice. It's been a long time. I have no clue what I will do with my day tomorrow, but right now I'm gonna stop by my work actually to grab some food. All I've had today is a turkey sandwich and a protein bar, so I definitely need something. Yeah. R.I.P. Border Cafe. I hope your favorite Mexican restaurant is still around, and if it's Taco Bell, you probably don't need to fear Taco Bell going out of business anytime soon. Happy Friday, and peace and love.